Hello everyone. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. We have 3 piles for you today to predict what is going to come for you in September. So as always, just feel free to meditate on a pile that feels right to you. I'm going to add crystals right now to help you decide. All right, hopefully that was helpful, and hopefully one of these piles is feeling good to you. If you feel like you're a little bit pulled between 2 different piles, feel free to watch both messages. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and you might have pieces of each message in each pile, or maybe one pile is really going to resonate completely for you. So go ahead, take a moment, and then pick the timestamp in the description below, which will take you to your reading. I'll see you in a moment, and as always, please like and subscribe if this does resonate for you. All right, group number 1, let's see what is in store for you this September. So your first card is the 4 of Pentacles, which is really giving me that you are going to be kind of persevering through something. And let's see what other details we can get here. Okay, so you might be kind of persevering through something that has to do with your health. You might be facing some indecision here. So this is kind of an interesting one, group number 1. I almost feel like what's going on with you is that you have been facing something that has been, I want to say, kind of stressful, that has been causing you to have some manifestations of that have been impacting your health. And our bodies and our spirits and our minds are really, really connected. So often when there's something going on that might be stressing you out, I'm almost feeling like you're so stressed out at work, perhaps. They've been having some different things, like I'm getting like my head almost feels heavy, like you're having like some headaches, some migraines, some brain fog, like some dizziness I'm sensing, and maybe some other health issues that might seem like they're quite serious, but really they're not. It's just because it's tied to something that is really stressing you out. Now, obviously this isn't medical advice. I would definitely get things checked out if you're worried, but I am sensing that there's something that's really tied to your stress that has been impacting your health, your mental health, your physical health lately. And I think what I'm also getting from this indecision card here, sorry, sometimes the messages come so fast that I can't get the words out clearly. I'm getting that you almost don't trust yourself. I think you normally have a pretty good intuition, but I'm sensing that you in September might not be trusting yourself too much, or lately you haven't been trusting yourself, which is funny that we just got to this other intuition here. Let me move these up just a little bit so you can see all of the cards at once. So what's funny is we're really clearly getting a message that you need to trust your intuition. I'll put it right over here so you can see it with these bright colors. It says overrate your intuition, which this card, whenever I get it, means that you need to trust yourself. I think there's something possibly, maybe even like a decision coming up at work where something might be going on and you might be concerned that it's not going to work out the way you want it to. I also got the card that is called, it is in flow with money. So what I'm getting here is you might be making a decent amount of money, but you're not happy, is what I'm really sensing. Like it's taking a toll on you. And I think that I'm either sensing you've already had this come up, or in September you will have this come up, where you're going to have a choice where you can possibly make more money than you're making right now, but at what cost? So I think that's something you've been thinking about. Like you might be up for a promotion. You might be thinking about switching your careers. I'm almost getting something like a little more creative than corporate. And I think you've been worried because either you are already in flow with money, and you don't want to lose everything that you have created, or there's just something stressful going on at work where you're like, is it worth if I were to even get a promotion anyway? Our next card that we've got here is success and transformation. And definitely take a look at these numbers too. So we've got a 2, we've got 43, we've got 13. So if any of these numbers feel like they're meaning something to you, definitely check it out. But what I'm sensing for you, group number one, is that you kind of are going to have a little bit of a choice to make. Whether you make a choice for yourself or whether you're making a choice for something that is going to bring you all this money. But I think what I'm getting is that the money is going to come either way. So you don't even necessarily need to feel as stressed about it as you do, but I can understand why you do feel the stress kind of coming toward you. So we got creator air. This is interesting. So you could be an air sign, but whenever I get that one, I always think that perhaps you just need to be a little lighter. We've got all these threes here. We've got 43, 3, and 13. That one's a 2. But if threes are something that you're seeing like on license plates or just like on receipts or different things, then that's definitely a message that this is for you. And you might start to see those in September. But anyway, back to the creator air, I'm sensing that you might just need to be a little bit lighter than what you have. I'm sensing a lot of heaviness with you, and that is what's kind of impacting your mental and physical health and not allowing you to be the best that you can possibly be, not really allowing yourself to trust your intuition, not allowing yourself to transform. And we've got you, the Muse card, which is really interesting to me because this makes me feel like you do have something that you're kind of feeling inspired by, like there's something you want to do, there's something that you kind of want to transform, but I do think you're concerned about money. There's something like, and you're not in the abundance mindset. I think you either have gilded handcuffs where you're like, well, I'm never going to make more money that I'm making right now doing something else, or you're worried that the money just isn't going to come when you need it. So this is quite interesting because I'm sensing that you kind of want to steer the boat a little bit more and maybe be your own boss, because I'm sensing some oppression, like maybe you're not really allowed to like be your true self. So let's see what we've got here. I am sensing though that you're kind of going through this emotionally, like this is part of your journey here this month in September, is to kind of emotionally process all these things. So if this is resonating with you, definitely like this video and let me know in the comments, because I'm really curious. This feels like a very specific reading. And if this isn't resonating with you, then feel free to go back and watch one of the other piles for sure. But this message just feels, like I said, incredibly specific, that you're going to be working through this emotionally, really letting some things go and really transforming, learning to trust your intuition again. And I think any of these health issues that you're like, oh my goodness, are these really serious? I think that they're going to kind of resolve themselves as you kind of get out of this heaviness a little bit and allow yourself to be more inspired. You also have the Lovers card, which is always good. So in September, this could be switching gears a little bit, where you might be meeting someone, or I think that if you're already in a relationship, your current partner is really going to be helping you through this quite a bit and supporting you. And I'm just feeling quite a bit of warmth that if you have been kind of looking for someone, or you've been looking for like that next step in your relationship, I do think this is a sign that that is coming and your person's really going to be able to support you, or you've got someone who's going to be coming into your life through all of this, like you had to experience this to meet them, sort of thing. So let me know if that's something that resonates with you. I'm also noticing the numerology here that we've had a lot of 3s, and then we have 6 and 9. So it's kind of like that numerology sequence is really interesting to me. And I think also that has to do with really trying to manifest your desires. Like it makes me think of Nikola Tesla's 369 manifestation. Definitely look that up if you are unfamiliar with it, because it really feels like September is going to be a powerful month of manifestation for you. And I do think, not everything is going to be sunshine and roses in September. I think that I'm almost sensing like a relapse of something where it's a test for you, kind of like where it's like, are you actually all the way through this? Or are you going to let the anxiety come to you? Yeah, another 3 here. So 3s are really seeming to be quite relevant for you, group 1. Even though you're group 1, 3 seems to be coming out a lot. But I think the message here is to not let that anxiety get to you and really kind of be seeking peace and love instead of kind kind of the upset that you're currently feeling. And this Page of Pentacles really goes perfectly with these colors right here. But again, really just kind of bringing forth a new cycle, feeling a little bit more zen, feeling a little bit more yourself. And this could also signify working for yourself instead of kind of feeling oppressed and working for someone else. This one could signify kind of a new start working for yourself. Oh my goodness, this is so funny. You got the Eight of Pentacles, which I always feel like is like the entrepreneur card. Whenever I pull it, it's like an out of the box work environment where it's like something a little bit different, something a little bit more you. And then we have the Queen of Cups, where it's like you are trusting yourself, you are allowing yourself to kind of step into your power. So I see a lot of good things for you in September, group one, where you're really like going to be able to look past a lot of the insecurities, a lot of the oppression, a lot of the things that have been kind of bringing you stress. So let's see what other messages we have for you. A couple other decks. Let's see. Let's see, we have the Balance card, which really fits with the rest of your message, that really trying to balance and not focus too much on one thing or the other. And I think the message that I immediately got for you is that that's hard for you, because balance is a lot of work sometimes, and you will be like, oh, I need to focus on this, I need to focus on this, and then you inevitably kind of stress yourself out because of it, if that makes sense. Let's see. We also have heard, may your brave call be carried on the wind. So this is interesting. So I don't think you feel like you've been heard recently. Like people might be listening to you, but they're not actually listening, if that's the case. I think that your words are actually going to be heard and listened to in September, even though you feel like maybe you've kind of been left out of some things, possibly. I'm feeling like I'm sensing almost like some family or some friend drama or something like that, where you haven't really felt heard. I think you do a lot of taking care of other people as well, group number one. I think you tend to, instead of take care of your own needs, you tend to kind of take care of other people. And so I think in September, being like compassionate toward yourself and letting yourself rest, that's another thing I'm getting here, is that I think you kind of feel like you have to be a little bit of a busybody all the time. Like you have to be doing this, instead of saying, no, I'm feeling like resting today. So I think having that compassion for yourself is going to be incredibly important, and just being able to feel like you can rest and you can do whatever you need to do. And if someone else judges you for that or makes you feel guilty, then that's their problem, not yours. Let's see. What other messages do we have for group one in September? Ooh, okay, we've got it's time to take action. So that's interesting. I think it's time to take action toward your own happiness. Like that's really what I'm getting is, yep, we have a new start is coming, and we have a Page of Pentacles back there too that kind of indicates a new start. So I think you're going to have a kind of like, you're almost going to be stepping into like a new you. And not everyone is going to like this, I think. I think some people, oh, look at this, your commitment is being tested. So I think some people might question and be like, well, why are you being like this? Because they're not used to you kind of taking charge and taking care of yourself first. We had a card fall down. I'm just trying to grab it so you can get this message. But that's okay. Not everybody has to like you. Not everybody has to like approve of what you're doing, although I think you seek approval a lot of the time. So this one says, be bold and make the first move. So this one's interesting because you are going to be making the first move toward your own happiness, I think. And that is going to set you on a path where, again, the Lovers came up a little bit ago. And so I think that really bodes well for you in your romantic life, because if you are going to have a successful relationship, you first have to be able to kind of have that relationship with yourself. And so I think kind of taking that step into being you is going to help you in your current relationship or help you meet your person, which you possibly might meet your person in September if you haven't met them already. Let's see if we have any love messages. Speaking of, let's switch decks. Let's see, what love messages does group one have for September? What do they need to know? Let's see. Two kind of came out together here. Ooh, interesting. Okay, this kind of does go with what we've been talking about. So we've got finances and career. So financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So this could be kind of like work has been in the way of your relationship or meeting someone. I really am just getting like, you've just felt heavy lately, group one. Like you've been like you're not sure that like what you're doing is what you really want to be doing is kind of the message that I'm getting. That's kind of messing with everything. And I think you would feel happier if you had your person or you had a good relationship with them. So I think everything is going to kind of work itself out. I'm getting a picture of like, you know, like a bunch of string where like once you figure it out, the knot kind of unravels itself once you start and kind of get that momentum. We also have engagement. So your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So you might be getting engaged in September, those of you who might be on ring watch. But what I'm really sensing here is that there are some of you for this pile who have been waiting a really long time to meet someone and kind of like start a new relationship. I think that is coming for you in September, or you're taking steps where you're going to meet that person or going to get to that new level in your relationship, that new commitment. And then I think also this one is interesting where we have be bold and make the first move. So I would say don't hesitate to show your interest in someone or let your person know how much you appreciate them. You appreciate their support for everything that's been going on. We have let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. So group number one, I'm getting the vibe that sometimes you just really like to have everything go the way that you want it to go, and you like to just control it. And like, you know, sometimes I think you might push others away because you're trying to control things too much. So allow it to unfold naturally. And we also have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So I think what this is really telling me is that you are ready to kind of ascend in September into some new cycles in work and love in your personal life and your health, and just like letting some things go, doing what you want to do, keeping an open mind, because things may not unfold the way that you expect them to, is really going to be what is going to be good for you in September. So heading into fall and heading into this kind of new season, I hope this gave you a few things that are going to be good for you to keep in mind in September. So please like this video, subscribe for more, and let me know in the comments what resonated with you. I reply to everybody and I love connecting with all of you. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you today, group number one. Can't wait to see where you're at in a month. And thank you so much for letting me do this reading. I'll see you soon. Bye. All right, group number two, let's see what is in store for you this September. And you have two cards. Funny, I didn't even realize that. All right, so your cards to begin are the Queen of Cups and the Empress. Okay, so group number two, what I'm sensing is you have been doing the work. You have something coming to you. And you have rewards that are going to be coming your way in September. I can already tell that you have been working really, really hard on yourself. You've been working hard with your emotions, your intuition, and I think that you have really kind of like found who you are. All of those just came out, and I'm gonna make them come back out again if they're meant to be, because sometimes when all these cards come out together, it's like, you know, if you're meant to be, you can come back out again. Let's see if we got a bunch, but I kind of feel like these are meant to be yours. I'm almost getting some Leo energy from you, group number two. I don't know if that's you. I don't know if it's your sun, rising, or moon, or if it's someone around you, like possibly someone you're in a relationship with. But I'm really getting Leo vibes, like vibes that you have been very confident lately and kind of been stepping into your own. You've got your past supports your future, and you've got 11. So if you see 1111 or 111 often, that's just a confirmation that this reading is for you. We've got light and the unexpected. So I think you've been having some changes in your life lately, but you've been handling them really, really well. And I think you've kind of learned to handle those changes and kind of roll with the punches, because I think that you have not always done so well with the unexpected, but I think you've really stepped into a new part of your life where you are able to do that. We've got the distraction of shiny things which is so funny. And then your last one that came out was change maker, make waves. Oh, and on the top of the deck, I'm just going to put it out there because it kind of goes with creator fire. And I feel like you need to have this card, is soul on fire. So group number 2, almost like group number 1, because they just had a pretty intense reading. If you were a little bit torn between piles, always feel free to look at both of them and take what resonates in each pile. But what I was going to say is that this really feels like you have made some changes, and it almost feels to me like you're like living an entirely new life than the one that you lived a few months ago, definitely last year. Like if you were to look at where you were last September, it definitely feels like you're like an entirely different person. I just don't even know how to describe it, but it feels like you're having more fun, you're feeling more yourself, and you've kind of managed your emotions. I think that that is something that kind of in the past was difficult for you. It was kind of like understanding your emotions and managing those, and all of the different ideas that you have. But I can definitely feel that you are a change maker, and you're someone that people come to for advice, for ideas. You just have a lot of fire. I don't know if you're a Sagittarius. I don't know. I'm getting just such interesting fire sign vibes from you. I always love it when the colors of these match up too. Like, look how perfectly these colors line up. I love it. Same with these two. Because we got the fire and the colors, and then we have the past supports your future, and we have alive, may you delight in vitality. So I just feel like you have like a new lease on life. Like something happened to you that really put everything in perspective. And now you just like in September, you're just going to be like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm just excited to like to experience life. And we also have present. So I'm feeling like you are just like not even so much. I almost feel like you used to be so focused on the future that you weren't having fun. And I think this September, you might even still be that way, but I think this September you're kind of going to let go and just feel more. This one really wanted to come out at home, feel more clear. You're going to see things as they are instead of, I don't know, having like a lens of worry on it. And I'm sensing so much freedom, so much joy. And I think continue to pursue these things that light you up in September, group number 2. Let's see if we can get some more specifics on this, because I'm really curious kind of if this has to do with work, if this has to do with your love life, and kind of what's going on with that. But it's really interesting. Okay, so we have the past supports your future, and then we also have don't let the past hold you back. So this is so interesting. I don't know what this is, group number 2. I'm sensing like you have a different job or something, or a different relationship. I'm not entirely sure what it is, like what it was that sparked this new fire in you and kind of set you on this new path. But let's see. I'm gonna use the Light Seers deck. So what's going on? Because you guys might be resonating with this, and you might know exactly what I'm talking about, or maybe it hasn't happened for you yet, and you will see it. And then once September happens, you're gonna think back and be like, oh my gosh, I remember what she said in that reading. So I don't know. This is a really interesting one. So if you're already resonating with it, group 2, definitely let me know, because I kind of want to see what this is. This again feels like a very specific message. I told group 1 that it felt very specific. So if you know kind of what's going on and this is really resonating for you, please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to know, even though we're going to even try and get to the bottom of it. And if for some reason you are not resonating, feel free to watch another pile and just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But yeah, so much freedom. I'm sensing so much lightness from you. What's interesting is that group 1 was feeling kind of heavy, and from you I'm just feeling so much lightness, so much inspiration. It's almost like you just like ditched. I almost am wondering if it's work. Is it work? Let's see. We've got the 3 of Wands here, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. I am almost sensing like, did you recently start a new business? Do you have a business idea? I almost am just getting the sense that like I'm seeing you working for yourself instead of working for someone else. Like, because what's going on is like you're setting your soul on fire, or like you got a promotion, but it just seems like you're so much more inspired than you used to be. and things are not muddy, they're clear. You feel like you have a level head about this, and you just feel like you're so inspired. And I'm almost wondering like if you moved, or you're about to move, or something like that. I'm sensing some travel, and it's really like something that you have always wanted to do. It feels like you turned a passion into your career, or you're about to, or you've been thinking about it. So definitely group number 2, let me know what this is in the comments, because I'm so curious about kind of this passion that you're turning into your job. Like I'm just sensing you're kind of living, and it doesn't really feel like work. Yeah, I'm definitely getting travel here. So many wands. And we also have the 2 of Cups, which is like partnership, love. So it's almost like, I don't know, group number 2, it feels like things are too good to be true for you, but like they are not. It's not too good to be true. It's real, and that's reality. So I don't know if that's something you have been feeling, or you've been wondering if this is too good to be true. And I think that your lesson here is that it's not. It's like you've worked really hard for this, and you've done a lot of internal work for your September to be this good. So I'm definitely sensing some travel, some new opportunities for you, where you're going to be feeling like just really level-headed, really inspired, just like it turning over a new leaf. And this is really, the 2 of Cups is interesting because it could be a partnership, it could be love, and it could be like kind of stepping into a new relationship business-wise, or I'm almost sensing like traveling with the person that you love, and kind of having that inspiration. Let's see, so we have service. So helping others. So something that you're doing is like, I feel like you're helping people all around the world, and it's like people that you don't even necessarily know, but you are helping them to kind of learn some of the lessons that you learned. Ooh, this one, like, my goodness, purpose. So this really has to do with your higher purpose, group number 2. So whatever that is, this is really cool that you have managed to do this, and I think you should keep pursuing that. We've got balance for you, that this is like you are finally kind of bringing this to fruition without judging yourself, because I think that whatever this idea is, whatever you're doing, I think that people have judged you for it in the past, and maybe haven't made you feel the best about it, but it seems to me like you're doing a really good job, and you've kind of got this figured out. Okay, those both came out at the same time. So we've got 2 6s here. Interesting. So we've got the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. So 6 usually shows me contentment, harmony, community. So it seems like you kind of have that with emotions and with work. So again, you've really balanced this. And I think that like, this is like so many good cards that I'm sensing you've kind of figured it out. Like you're in a spot in life where you're like, okay, I can finally do this. And not only do we have the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Pentacles, which tells me that you have had so much spiritual growth throughout this process. And September, there's just going to be even more growth and progress coming for you. My goodness. This is so interesting. Group number 2. We have the Infinity, or the 2 of Pentacles, which also shows me that this has to do with your life purpose. We have Princess of Swords, which shows me that this has been like an idea that has been in your head for a really long time, but you've been a little bit nervous to kind of let it out and show the world because you're worried that they wouldn't like the true you and what was going on, but you didn't really care. You were just like, here I am, I'm ready. And this is like part of my life purpose, so I'm going to go for it. And it seems like you kind of you found the right partners, you found the right people to kind of help inspire you. And now you've really been able to form it. And I think in September, like if you're feeling like you're like, oh, no, I haven't done this yet, I think September is really the time that you are going to do it. And you have really emotionally matured quite a bit. And I think you're not leaning so much on external validation. What I'm really sensing is like you feel more complete within yourself because you've really kind of figured out your purpose and you're feeling really balanced right now. So if you're not feeling this currently and you're feeling a little chaotic, just know that I think September is going to bring all of these things to you. I don't know what the catalyst is. That's for you to find out because the cards just kind of tell me what is in store for you, but I can't tell you the exact bits because that's part of your journey. So This group number 2 just feels so wonderful. Stepping into your energy just feels like a deep breath of fresh air that you haven't felt in a long time. So what I would say is keep trusting yourself on this, because you know exactly what it is. Like, you have that fire in you that is going to get you here. So keep trusting yourself, keep trusting those partnerships. And group number 2, I think you are in for a fantastic, balanced September. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading. Feel free to check out the other piles if you were feeling a little bit torn, but I think this is a fantastic message. This is one of the best piles I have gotten in a while, just vibe wise and how it feels. So please let me know, group number 2, what this is. I'm so curious. I'm replying to everybody, so please let me know so we can kind of make that connection and see what's going on for you in September and what resonates with you. So subscribe and let me know what you thought. I can't wait to see you back here for more readings soon. Thanks. Bye, group 2. All right, group 3, let's see what is in store for you this September. I went ahead and peeked at this, so I want you to not freak out. Don't freak out when you see this, okay? These are not bad cards. I think they get a bad rap, but they're not bad cards, okay? Don't freak out. What I'm getting so far is just that September is going to be a transition for you, but it's going to be a good transition. You're going to be a little more focused. So I just wanted to get right into some other cards just so you didn't feel freaked out by these two. And as always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if you're torn between this one and a different pile and we get through a little bit of these and you're just not feeling it, you can check out a different pile. It's okay. They've all been pretty different so far, the first couple piles, and this one is definitely different than the others as well. So they all have a very specific message for the September. So I just saw those and I felt like people always freak out when they see these cards, especially this one. So don't freak out. Stick with me. It's going to be okay. Take a deep breath. All right. So we've got the Queen of Pentacles, which is just feeling more settled and more kind of feeling like you can handle what is thrown at you. So when I'm sensing like death and judgment, what I'm sensing more is like you are kind of deciding what is good for you and what you're willing to tolerate. I'm not sure. I think this could be at work. I'm sensing like a lot of work transitions in this reading, just in general. Is that a lot of people are feeling like, I don't know, this is kind of interesting. It wasn't meant to be that way, but we've gotten a lot of love and work in the first couple of piles. So let's see. What else does group 2 need to know? My goodness, all these just came out at the same time. Okay. So here's the thing, is I think we're going to have the death of a lot of your anxieties. I'm sensing that you've had a lot of anxieties the past couple of months. And what's so interesting is you got Judgment in another deck. It's always so fun when like the same card in a different deck comes out, because I think what's so cool is that I can show you the different imagery and how the different imagery means, like it can just show you different things. Like in this one, you can see all these people are kind of looking up at what she's holding and everything and kind of being like, okay, like, you know, what is this kind of a thing? But in this deck, we can see it's kind of a releasing of one's true self, one's intuition, like releasing things that no longer serve you. So I'm feeling, group number 3, like you've had a lot of anxiety surrounding something and you weren't sure what to do. Like there was a decision to make and you weren't sure what to do with it. So what I'm getting here with the Death card is just that it is like going to be like the death of your anxieties. Like you're going to not have to worry about these things anymore. So again, the Death card is not always bad. It's just like you're losing something is going away. But if it's like all of your anxiety, especially with the 9 of Swords here, what I'm sensing is that you're really going to be completing the cycle that you've been in for a while, and you're going to have so much more peace because you're really going to let what you need to fully come forth, and you're going to leave everything else behind. We've also got the Knight of Swords here, which shows me that you are kind of going to take yourself on a journey for what you need. We also have, I'm just going to put this up here, we've got the Chariot that was on top of the deck, and sometimes it feels like those need to come out if they're right on top of the deck when I'm reading some other ones. So we've also have the Chariots, and we also have on the bottom of the deck was Temperance. And this is a lot of like major arcana cards. So this is showing me like a pretty big life transition, that you are getting yourself out of something that has been really detrimental to you. And this could be work, this could be a relationship, this could be a friendship, this could be a living situation, I'm sensing. But I think it's like you just almost haven't trusted yourself, and things that once they start unfolding are going to happen really quickly with some parts of it, but you're going to need to be patient, and you have been patient. So it's an interesting, like almost conflicting message here, but just trust me on this, that things are really going to unfold for the better for you, even if it doesn't feel the best in the moment. Like whenever people get the death card, I'm like, it's okay. It's gonna feel, it might feel a little weird. Like you might feel a little, I don't know, just staticky and weird. Like it's a hard thing to describe. But this change has been coming for a while, and it's something that you need. Let's see what this one is that wanted to come out. Oh, we've got guilt. Okay. So this is something to release in September, is any guilt that you're harboring that don't allow you to grow. It's almost like there is someone that there's someone that doesn't want you to grow, has been kind of like keeping you in the dark almost. And then we've got trust, that your inner voice will always guide you correctly. And that is completely true. So it kind of has to do with the Judgment card, and like seeing like her real true self coming out here. And I think you have done the work to get yourself out of this. It's just the scariest thing to do is to actually free yourself and kind of go through that transition, and being grateful for different opportunities and things that present themselves, even if they're not like 100%, like the end all be all. Just being grateful for it is going to set you on a better path to kind of get you through this transition a little bit. Group number 3. Let's see if we can get some specifics about what this is. I'm curious if this is resonating for you. And again, if it's really not resonating, feel free to watch a different pile. But if it is resonating for you, then let's go ahead, and if you could leave me a comment letting me know what is resonating for you, then that would be fantastic. So I'm very curious here, and I'm responding to all the comments as of right now. So this is very interesting. So you've got the Ace of Swords. So this is showing me that you're in a new mental space than what you have been in recently, which really does kind of go along with the Judgment and Death and the other cards, and really freeing yourself of this anxiety. So you're going to be in kind of like a new mental space where even if you have anxiety, it's not going to be as overwhelming as it has been in the past, is kind of what I'm getting, because you've done the work, and like you're just going to be like, it's kind of funny, like I'm getting the phrase like you're almost like promoting yourself, and you're showing the world a new you. So it's almost like you've been going through this really difficult time, like mentally, spiritually, but you kind of found your inspiration. You're kind of finding yourself through this process, and kind of letting the old you go, and then introducing the new version of you to the world. And what I'm sensing is that, excuse me, what I'm sensing is that I just got like a lump in my throat, almost like you had trouble speaking before or something. Like you had trouble speaking your truth. You had trouble, like you were hiding a part of yourself. That's really interesting. And now you're kind of able to kind of show this light and show who you really are. It's just like a completely new energy, like a whole new you. And I think that people are receptive of it, but I think that you have been a little concerned about how people might receive you, because it's very different than what you were before. But kind of being able to release a lot of those things and bring in the new energy is like, it's so good for you. I feel so much lighter after like getting that lump in my throat and kind of clearing it. So it's almost like you're clearing away the old like cobwebs, and showing your intention. This is kind of funny. You've got 2, 2, and then you've got 3. Let's see. So we've got raw intentions. This is like what you want, like at your soul level. You're kind of letting people know who you are, the new you, what you're going to be doing. And I'm getting the sense that you're not letting anyone stand in your way, and you're meeting new people who are kind of like-minded and who are kind of doing the same thing and are kind of like along the same path. And I think you're meant to cross paths with these people. Like you can almost even see it right here, in these like intertwining strings. So it's like you're meant to cross paths with these people. You've got fall in love with your own story. So you have a story, and I think it's a story that's worth telling, and that if you, again, tell the story and follow your inspiration, a lot of people are going to relate to this more than you think. Like you felt alone, But I think you're going to feel far from alone once you kind of get through this in September, especially. So it's got bliss is worth creating, from, for, and then from. So it's like, this is like your second attempt at something almost. The spark of hustle. So I think this is might be transiting into your job, like connecting with people almost. Like I think you're going to have some part of your job where you're going to be connecting with people. You're going to be telling your story, and you're going to be making things that people really, really connect to. So don't be afraid to tell your story is really what I'm getting. Something happened to you. Something's going on where you're kind of reintroducing yourself to the world. Don't be afraid to be free and explain that, and don't let it hold you back just because you're concerned about what other people might think about the old you, the new you, everything that's happened. Let's see. Oh, forgive. Okay, we got forgive and decide. So I think you're navigating your purpose right now, and you're kind of like getting to the bottom of all of this that we've been talking about. And I think there is some forgiveness that's necessary, because to me, it feels like you almost had some people in your life that weren't accepting of this change, of the new you, of like who you wanted to be. And like the things you wanted to do. So I think, again, this reintroduction of who you are has to do with forgiveness too, and forgiving those people that may have wronged you or made you feel like you weren't good enough, and really just becoming who you are. Oh my goodness, justice. So finally, the scales are kind of being tipped in your favor, and the balance is being shown, but it has taken a long time for you to get to this. Again, group number 3, I'm so curious. This feels like all these messages in this September reading have felt so incredibly specific. I'm just really curious about what this kind of means. The other thing is, I do think you are gonna have some blocks to your success. Like you're still gonna have, what I'm getting is you're still gonna have some people like we would call, like the haters or whatever, who aren't gonna be totally on board with your success. But that is absolutely, look at how like stone-faced this person is. Like they like are not letting this impact them. The anxiety can't get to them. Like, yes, you can feel it, but it's not the end of the world anymore, where I feel like it used to be. This is so funny. I shuffled these. I think we got them last deck too, or last pile. A new start is coming. So it kind of goes with like this reintroduction. A win-win outcome is in the forecast. Again, we've got the kind of justice scales. That's so funny. We have you're very close to achieving your goal, and communication is key. So this almost feels like, what's so interesting with the Gemini is it almost feels like there's like two, I don't know. It almost feels like you're a twin, or you like feel like the old you is like a twin version of who you are now. So I wouldn't let that person go, but just know that like you're a new person now. It's so funny. We have another one on the top of the deck where it's like another duality here. So I'm just sensing a lot of duality within you, and that you've really been doing a lot of work to kind of become the person that you want to be. Let me just see if there's any love messages for group 3 in September. We have anything we need to know for love in September. Oh. Codependency. Interesting. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So I think that things that are going on that you haven't worked through yet might be some codependency issues, and like kind of placing a lot of your value in other people and like your happiness. But there is a lot of passion in that relationship with those people you might be thinking of. You have known them in a past life. So if you haven't met them yet, then I think you're going to be meeting them in September through all of this transition. But if you already know who I'm talking about and you're thinking about a specific person, and like when you met them, you just felt like there's something familiar about them, it's because you met them in a past life. And there is a true love there. So and that could also even be a friendship as well. So some of this, it could be love, it could be friendship. Just take whatever resonates for you. It could be both, honestly. And then we have, these all just came out at once. So we have love yourself first. So I think, again, you're trying to like kind of go through all this within yourself so that you can be a better person, and you'll be a better friend, a better, you'll be better in relationships, etc. Make the effort. So Don't just let them come to you, make the effort as well. And new love is interesting because it could be either like this is a new person that you're going to meet in September, or this could be kind of just like a new phase, like you're introducing your new self and like what you've learned to your person in your relationship. So group number 3, I hope this resonated for you. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but feel free to watch the piles if you were a little bit torn. And I hope you enjoyed this message. Please let me know in the comments what resonated for you and kind of what's going on. And like, subscribe, and I'll see you back here for more readings very soon. Hope you have a great September, and see you later. Bye, group 3.